Hey guys, your boy Abs on Cloud9. Welcome to my very first video on how to create a resource group in Azure using Terraform. Now before we begin, before we touch any code in Terraform, let's understand the foundation what a resource group actually is in Azure and why we need it. So think of a resource group as a folder. It's where you group and manage related Azure resources like storage accounts, virtual machines and databases. It helps with cost tracking, organization and lifecycle management. For example, you can delete everything inside a resource group with one command, which is a Terraform destroy, but I'll get to that later on in the video. So now to create a resource group, your Azure account needs to live inside something called a tenant. An Azure tenant is like a private home in Microsoft's cloud, and inside that home you can create multiple subscriptions. Each subscription is like a separate billing account used to isolate projects, environments or teams. So when we deploy resources into Azure, we always need to tell Terraform which subscription and which resource group those resources should go into. And also, one thing to remember, your Azure user account must have at least contributor access on the subscription. Otherwise, Terraform won't have the right permissions to create or manage resources inside that subscription. Now, with that context out of the way, let's move on to the hands-on section where I'll walk you through creating a resource group using Terraform in Visual Studio Code. So as you can see here, under subscriptions, we have my DevOps playground. And if you see right above here, you can also search for resource groups. Currently, this is the resource group I have at the moment, but we'll be creating a new resource group in VS Code. So we'll type in providers.tf, and in here we'll use Terraform registry provider code. We copy this and paste this into our code. Now all we do is get rid of the configuration options and enter features, because we need this in order for it to work. Cool, now we click on documentations and we search for resource group. And if you see under resources subheading, we click on Azure RM resource group. We scroll down, it's just a simple usage code of Terraform. Copy that and bring it into a new file called main.tf. And we just paste it in. We want to give it a name. So because it's infra related stuff, so I'm just going to call it RG infra. It's for YouTube, so YT, my name Abs, and -NE01 is a location code with a sequence number. North Europe is the location. Cool, now that's done. So we now click on new terminal and we make sure we have logged into the right tenant. So as you can see, I've just typed in Terraform init and this initializes Terraform. Make sure you're in the right directory. As you can see, I'm on MacBook Pro on Cloud9 and that's where the configuration files are. So at this point, we need to export our subscription, so ARM subscription ID. Now this is important because without this, we will not be able to authenticate to our Azure tenant. So I'm typing in my subscription ID, which I can get from our subscriptions in the Azure portal. You can also get this from the terminal, but I'm just showing you from the portal way. So you copy that ID, you paste it in, and once you export this, it's like a environment variable which is hidden in the terminal. Now I do Terraform plan, and what it does, it shows the infrastructure is about to change, what it's going to change. So as you can see, Terraform will perform the following action. Now I type Terraform apply, and now this is going to create it. But before it creates this, it will now ask you a confirmation prompt to if you're happy to go through with this, and you just type in yes. So now you can see this is going to create this resource, which is Azure RM _ resource group. And I know it's got example right now, but don't worry about that for now. So as you can see right now, this has been created. Apply has been complete. So now we go to resource group and we just refresh it. And you should see, there we are. We've got the RG infra resource group container now ready. So quick tip, it's always good practice to destroy our Terraform resources, especially if we're doing for test purposes. Now resource group does not incur any charges at all, but we are going to do it and with the auto approve option, which goes through without prompting for a confirmation. So please bear in mind to make sure you destroy any unused resources to prevent any sudden surprise bills. But at the same time, auto approve, use it really carefully. I'm only showing you this as a way to bypass the confirmation prompt, but it's very important that you make sure you know what you're doing before you use auto approve. When you make apply auto approve or destroy auto approve. As you can see, the destroy has been complete. Now if we go and refresh this page, there is nothing there. Perfect, that's what we want. So well done, you have now just created a resource group in Azure. Until next time, thanks for watching. This is Azure on Cloud 9. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like, comment and subscribe if you're new to the channel.